Yeah, you also have $413,000 of debt. So better be a lot of really good memories. Oh my, I don't even know. What the f are we doing? 413,000.
That's not a thing.
Capital One.
That's not a thing. I love how she says that. I have $413,000 of debt. No, that's not a thing. All right, let's go ahead and pay off. How much debt do we have? $442,000 of debt using something called velocity banking. So velocity banking, what is it? It's a debt payoff strategy where you throw all of your money into debt using something called a line of credit. And as you can see right here in our budget, we have $7,500 of income, $7,400 of expenses. We take a later expense breakdown, 5 credit cards, an auto loan, a student loan, and a mortgage, right? And then here we have about $2,200 of general expenses, food, gas, insurance, and all that other good stuff. So because this is a debt payoff strategy, we just have to list every single debt that we have, and we're going to go ahead and pay it off. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to assume we have the same income and the same expenses. And I can pretty much guarantee you 99% that the biggest hurdle in doing velocity banking, right? Pretty much the biggest hurdle, or the first biggest hurdle, is your desire to save money, right? So in our checking and savings, we put 0 right here, and then we're gonna see another number called cash flow. So in average American banking, checking and savings and cash flow are kind of the same, whereas with velocity banking, checking and savings and cash flow are not the same because of the way that we think of the role of a checking and savings account. So if you take a look here, money comes in and it just goes right out, right? So that's what checking and savings would do ideally when you do velocity banking. And the way that I like to present it is that your checking account is essentially a middleman, right? So when you're doing velocity banking, money comes in and then it just goes right out. Whereas with average American banking, I can't even think of a better word for that, but with average American banking, your checking account is the final destination of your money. And that's exactly what we're not trying to do with velocity banking, right? And also, so where does the money go, right? So, a lot of times people like are curious, well, if you have all of this money not staying in the checking account, where does it go? Well, it goes instead, it goes into something called a line of credit. So what's a line of credit? Well, it's basically a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. That's essentially what a line of credit is. And then as you can see right here, this is not a line of credit. This is a mortgage that I paid off in 2 years and 9 months. Yep. Paid off a mortgage, and every time I say it, you get a boom sound effect. In 2 years and 9 months. Yep, there we go. And also, if you didn't know about me, if you're new to this channel, I actually have over $739,000 in credit cards and lines of credit. Yep, I do. And so we're going to go over that today. So if you're drowning in debt, this may be a possible solution to your problems. Possible. Can't guarantee anything because I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I give any real life advice to most people, okay, or all people, because I do not do that. Okay, so now we have a milestone here. So we have actually not even a milestone. We're going to fill in this milestone. So first of all, let me direct your attention to here, which is the cash flow index. So what's the cash flow index? Basically a formula of the debt divided by the payment. Gives you a ranking system. And so what you want to do is pay off the debt as quickly as possible. And I think this one needs to be updated. So how do you calculate the cash flow index? It's basically the debt divided by the monthly payment. So 1054.01. Yep. And let me actually do this one. So 85,000 divided by 943.67. So you could kind of think of this as the order you pay off the debt. So why do you not want to pay off the mortgage first? Because if I have to pay off the mortgage, I literally have to give someone $250,000 to only get $1,000 back in my cash flow. Okay, whereas I could pay $30,000 and get about $1,000 back in my cash flow, right? So you want more bang for your buck, which is what we're going to do. So we're going to pay off these debts first, and what we're going to do is move it into a line of credit. So I have tons and tons of lines of credit. If you want to know the secret, I'm just going to go over it really quickly. Is banks don't lend money to people who need it, right? So if you understand the secret, you get tons of lines of credit. And I go over in more detail in other videos, but I'm a little bit lazy today, a little bit time crunched actually. Am I really? I don't know. Not, yeah. Actually, I'm probably you ever watch that scene on The Simpsons where it's like, no time to explain, and then he's like drinking water and he's like, no time to explain. Yeah, it's this one right here.
Those Shelbyville kids think they're so hot, but you know what? They're not.
I really agree with you on this one, Bart.
Class, please. If you don't learn Roman numerals, you'll never know the dates certain motion pictures were copyrighted.
Everybody come quick! Something's happened! No time to explain!
No, children, no. Your education is important. Roman numerals, etc. Whatever. I tried.
Are you sure it wouldn't be faster to just tell us what happened? No! I said there's no time to explain, and I stick by that!
Yeah. So anyways, I'm just kind of babbling on and on, telling you there's no time to explain when there probably is. But let's get to it. All right, so we're going to assume we have a $150,000 line of credit. If we only have $79 left over, would we really get a free and clear line of credit? The answer to that is no, but because I'm a little bit lazy, I'm going to make the demonstration easy. So let's go ahead and move the credit card debt first, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and sum it up. So this is $85,000 of credit card debt. And guess what happens just by simply moving that debt into the line of credit, kind of like a balance transfer? Whoa, right? This is the part that a lot of people have a very hard time believing, where somehow we turn $79 to $2,900, right? And then the final step is you put your entire paycheck into the line, $7,500, take your expenses out and rinse and repeat over and over again. And so now the debt will be paid off. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do +1, and then it's going to be G2 plus H2 minus 2907, and then what we're going to do is take the average daily balance and multiply it by the interest rate and then divide by 12, 0.8 divided by 12, and that's how you get the interest for the month. All right, so now let's go ahead and see when that credit card debt gets paid off. And then now what we do is we see that in 33 months the credit card debt is paid off. Whoop-de-doo. So 85K, 33 months, right? So 85K, 33 months paid off. And then now we just focus on the auto loan, student loan, and the mortgage. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And we're at 33 months right here. So let's take a look at our loan calculator and see what the current balance of these loans are at 33 months. And then now what we're going to do is move this 10 grand into the line of credit and get that cash flow back from the auto loan, right? We have a very low cash flow index number, auto loan plus 10308.69, okay? And then what we're going to do is get this $395 of cash flow back. So $3,302.32, and then I want to do this right here, and then this is going to be minus 3302.32, and then we see that it gets paid off in about 2 more months, so car loan is paid off. So now it's going to be 36 months, and then that's going to be 85 plus 22, so it's going to be 107K. Okay, and then now it's the student loan, so 85,000. So this is going to be in 36 months, 0, 36, 36. And then now let's see what we can do here. We're going to do something called chunking, which is just moving a piece of loan into the line of credit. So anytime, actually, you know what? Anytime you have a high interest rate difference between the loan and the line, and you have this very high cash flow index number, which usually means you have a very long term, you usually don't want to move the entire loan into the line. With the student loan, I'm going to be really lazy right now, but with the 30-year mortgage, you definitely don't want to do that. All right, so now I'm just going to do this right here, move the student loan into the line, so plus 64597.37. Okay, and then let's see what the balance or the cash flow is. So an extra 943 bucks. Oh my goodness. All right. Control V minus 4245.99. Okay. And 52 months, that student loan is paid off. Okay, so it's 107 plus 85, which is 192K. And then, all right, so in 52 months, what's the balance of the 30-year mortgage? 52. All right, so now it's 226,000. So I just put it in the Velocity Banking calculator. So that's going to be, how much is it? 250,000. Derp-de-derp. All right, 8%. What's our income and expenses? So let's fill that out first. Income is 7,500. Expenses is everything else except for the loan we're trying to pay off. So it's 2,200. 2200, and then we'll do an $8,000 chunk. And then the payment amount is right here, 1054.01, 1054.01, and then the interest rate is 3%, current balance, so 250, 226, 208.19, so 250.000, and this is going to be 226, 208.19, 226, 208.19, and then we see that it gets paid off in 3.8 months, paid off super easy, bam, right? Okay, so 3.8 years, and then I'm going to go here, 0, and then it'll be, so it'll be 250 plus 192, oopsie, 250 plus 192, that's 442K. Just do this right here, 442K, and then how many months? So that would be 3.8 years, so 52 divided by 12 plus 3.8, and then that's going to be 8.13 years, right? 8.13 years, and then we're debt free. So not a big deal, right? Not a big deal. So let's just watch this one more time again.
Yeah, you also have $413,000 of debt, so better be a lot of really good memories. Oh my, you don't even know. What the are we doing? 413,000.
That's not a thing.
Capital One. Whose credit card is this?
Wifey's.
Why do you know this one but not the others?
Because we spent $20,000 on our wedding. Mostly credit cards and some from her dad.
Oh, okay, good, good. How much did he help with?
Like like we owe him $6,000.
You owe him, so it's a debt to the debt. Yeah, you 413,000.
That's not a thing.
Okay, so if you want to let me know you made it to the end of this video, just type in the comments below $413,000 of debt. That's not even a thing. And look, we paid off $442,000 in 8.13 years, so it is not a thing. Okay. All right, well, it was a Korean Atlanta mentorship. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.